How did you play the first BioShock, and how are you playing it this time around? For me, with BioShock, I used a lot of melee weapons with a lot of the, ability to hit someone with a wrench and freeze them instantly by the time you leveled up, and then take out enemies really quickly. This time, I find I'm using guns way more than I did in the first game.
Any, gun you can do like a melee butt attack.
Right.
But I don't find myself using that unless splicers are like right up on me. Just because you're so slow. Like by the time you're like running up and you meet a splicer, they've like shot you all to hell.
And the game definitely plays like a corridor shooter. Like the enemies, they don't do a lot of moving outside of the big sister, who just kind of jumps all over the place. Most of the enemies, if you play BioShock 1, you'll feel instantly familiar fighting them. There are some that'll like jump on ceiling, but pretty much they run at you in a straight line, or they might hop to the side or hop to the right.
There's the new Brute Splicer, which is, this big roided up hulking guy.
Yeah, what do you think? Like,
he throws stuff at you.
Big Daddies are already big hulking guys. What do you think the Brute Slicer brings to it?
They're fast. And
Big Daddies can charge at you and be really fast as well.
Yeah, Big Daddies, they tend to, and these guys are aggro, which is, I think, another signifying thing. It's kind of like another thing to throw at you. The Big Daddies, they don't attack you unless you attack.
Right,
but these are... It's hard to have them catch your words because they're big and you can hear them talking.
Right.
But like if you go around a corner and then it's right there and they throw like a big concrete block at you and then they bulldoze into you, you're hurt a lot at that point.
What guns do you find you're using right now?
I like using the rivet gun because I did the weapons upgrade where the rivets actually heat up. My targets will combust. Sometimes they'll catch on fire, which is really cool.
Yeah. Have you used the shotgun much?
I started upgrading the shotgun now. At first, it's kind of lame because you only got the 2 shots.
Now when you're going against Big Daddies, bigger characters, like the shotgun seems to be, at least in this point in the game, the most effective weapon. I use the rivet gun some, but I'd upgrade the machine gun and use that quite a bit. When I ran out of ammo, I would switch to the shotgun. The shotgun would shock them or set them on fire and hit them with a shotgun. It seems to do a lot.
When you upgrade the clip size and you get the 6 shots instead of 2, it's a lot more useful.
How do you feel like this is different, playing as an actual Big Daddy, not some faux Big Daddy in the last, spoiler warning, last 30 minutes of the original BioShock? The first time you jump down with this guy, the ground rumbles. But outside of that, you still don't really feel like a Big Daddy.
Not enough. You are definitely slow, which is, really apparent, especially when you're fighting a big sister. Because of my slowness, I found myself playing differently because I couldn't really, run around as much. So I was setting a lot of traps.
Right.
I'm using a trap rivet, which are kind of like, I guess, proximity mines almost.
Yeah, they look like kind of little shotgun shells with a flashlight in the middle of them.
Right.
You can put on the ground or put on the wall.
And Cyclone, which is really good too. They're almost always like one-hit kills, although they don't work on other Big Daddies because they're too heavy.
You also have the ability to kind of aim down iron sights now, which I don't think was in the first game.
Yeah, you press in the right thumbstick and then you can zoom down. But the only thing is, the trade-off is you can't use plasmids when you're in that view.
You can't use plasmids, and you also aim slower.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of, what I would do is kind of find my aiming kind of generally and then zoom in at the last second for just fire and then release it right back and go back to kind of my fast thing. This game's almost like Lost in that we have conspiracy theories and predictions on what we think the story is going to happen.
You think this is what you're trying to work towards, but in the end you find out it's like a completely different thing.
I guess we'll have to wait a couple months.
February.
Yep.